Hey, it's me. It is 12:43 on Tuesday, November 26th, 2019. And today we are going to talk about being gay because this has been something that's been on my mind lately, and we're just going to talk about it. So, basically, first, I guess, where's the hair there? Gotta love having long hair. I guess this isn't really long, but you know what I mean. Um, so the first thing we're going to talk about is, I don't even know where to start with this. Um, Basically, how I identify now. Um, so for about two two full years, 2.5, 2.5. We'll call it 2.5. For about 2.5 years, I have identified myself as a lesbian. However, there's a period in high school, so about 2.5 years, that would be about the time I graduated high school, started college, that time. Um, but before that, in high school, um, I've thought for a while that there's a chance I could be bi. Um, and the reason for that, I believe, is actually compulsory heterosexuality. Basically, the fact that you feel like you have to be attracted to guys in some kind of way. And I went through a lot of that. Even all the way back in middle school, there's this thing, this one guy and I basically, he like had a crush on me and he like had feelings and stuff. And we, we kind of like made this agreement that I would help him study for homework and stuff. And I would pretend to be his girlfriend for like the period around April Fools. Um, and I, like, to this day, I still don't know if he actually considered it like a real relationship. I've always kind of viewed it as an April Fool's thing, but like the more I actually look and think about it, the more like my friends used to poke fun of me for it, and I don't really know. um, and I remember this one time he was like, we were both in orchestra. We were orcs. Almost my whole friend group was an orchestra actually. One was in both of them. The other two people were actually in band, and then one of them is was still in band in high school, and the other one quit. Um, anyway, he one day threw this note in my locker between classes and winked at me, and I opened the note. It says, "Let's meet in the orchestra room after school. I want to talk to you." And so I did meet him, and this is the part that makes me wonder, was it actually, did he really think it was a relationship kind of thing? Um, he met there and wanted to kiss me. But like there's part of me that was like, I feel like I should kiss this guy because he's been nice to me. But then there's another part of me that was like, this just doesn't feel right. And then I ended up going with the whole this doesn't feel right. So we just like talked and like joked around for a while, and then he like turned it into a joke. So like pretending it wasn't really real. Um, so that happened, and then there's this other guy. He was also in orchestra, and he was always really nice to me, and we both started playing at a really young age. And like for a while, I thought I had a crush on him, but like looking back at it now, I'm pretty confident it was just the like this feeling that like this guy is nice to me. I should like him because he's nice to me. Because let's face it, I was a complete dork. Um, I graduated up to geek and maybe even nerd, um, in the early part of high school, but middle school, I was pretty dorky. So like not a lot of people were nice to me at all. Like I previously said, my whole friend group was pretty much created on the fact that none of us had friends. Um, so yeah, we were kind of the outcasts, and like no one was normally nice to me ever, especially guys. Um, and like middle school is that whole time where you're like supposed to like try to get guys to think you're cool. It's stupid, but basically him and the other guy that I was just talking about, I guess I don't know, maybe it counted as flirting, but like there's two of them and one of me, and we just kind of like poke fun of each other and like play around and stuff. And like I never thought of it as anything, but like I feel like other people did. To me, it was just like friendly teasing kind of things, and I never thought of it as anything more. Um, but then when I had the inkling that I was actually attracted to not guys, um, I definitely faked one of those into being my crush. And even through high school, I was like, well, maybe I actually do like this person because they are nice to me. And I did that with a couple other guys too. Um, yeah, so for a while, I was definitely like, there's no way I can actually be gay because I still think these guys are attractive. Um, so yeah, that happened for a while. And then after that, oh God, what happened after that? Um, in my later high school years, I definitely realized I was more attracted to women. Um, so yeah, I remember having I've always loved. I'm gonna admit something. I've always loved Florence and the Machine, and even as a young girl, like, and I couldn't figure out what it was, but like as I got older and older, I just like thought that the lead singer Florence Welch was like the coolest person out there, and it like kind of hit me one day after I was like, oh my god, I really do like women that way. I was like, I was listening to her music, and I was like, damn, I I don't know if I want to be her or be with her. And it just kind of was like it was one of those revelations like holy crap. I don't know. And then it actually happened with quite a few um, people like that. It's actually still kind of common whenever I see like an attractive woman or something. Like it always crosses my mind. I'm like, do I want to be more like her or do I want to be with someone like her? Like it's I think that's always going to happen. Anyway, that is a tangent. Going back to high school. So um, yeah, high school is weird. I don't miss it. So all that happened in high school, and then in college. The first person I came out to, ooh, was actually the person I'm making these videos for. Yep, it was awkward as hell, and that was a night full of. There was definitely tears. I remember. I don't know if the tears came while we were actually talking or after the night was over, but I remember crying a lot because a lot happened. I came out. I told you about my eating disorder. I told you about depression. I told you about everything. I was sick of being in hiding for so. Anyway, I gotta make this quick because that person is gonna call back. Um, so basically, all that happened, And I came out as bi because like there's still part of me that, I don't know, lesbian was always, especially like in my household, it was one of those things that like they exist, but let's not talk about them. Um, so I was scared to call myself that. I'm gonna throw over a second part of this after I answer it, so I'll be right back.